What is up? It's Kyofu, and today we're back with more No Man's Sky. And I know I had promised that, or I guess not promised, but I had said that there's going to be a video after the next day after the first episode. I edited it, uploaded it, and all that stuff. And then I was like, crap! I realized tomorrow is Friday. I work tomorrow, so that's why there's no video the next day. And so I worked all weekend, and Monday there would have been a video, but I ended up literally sleeping all day long. And then I was up through the night, but I didn't want to be loud because it's nighttime. And Tuesday, which is yesterday, there were just personal things going on. I'm not going to get into that. I was just busy. Today, Wednesday, I'm recording some gameplay, and I have a lot to talk about, and a lot of this might end up in me ranting a lot, so prepare yourself for that if it does happen. So I guess where I'm going to start is I kept recording after the first episode, but I stopped because my camera, I didn't even notice, my camera had stopped working. It wasn't recording anything, and I've been having camera problems a lot recently because, or I guess I don't really know why the reason is, but after there's a Windows update, and after the update, my camera decided it wasn't going to work half the time, and so I was having a lot of issues with that. And then my mic was like, I don't know what it was. It was just like this background buzzing really loudly. So I just I'm not using this footage. It's just not, it's not adequate. It's not good. And so I didn't. What planet do I want to go to? So I found this Namek looking planet. I'll go to it. So, you know, I was like, I'll just record a whole new video when I have the time to. So I played a little bit. I played like an hour or so after work each day, and I played a little bit here and there that I didn't record. And then there was all the gameplay that I did have when I did record, which is quite a bit. And, you know, that was just all messed up, so I just trashed it all. And so I've played the game for quite a while, a lot of time. I think almost like 14 hours now, because I played for a while and recorded probably enough footage for like another 2 full-length episodes after editing. But all of that got scrapped because camera and mic, and I was upset about that. It's whatever though, I can't really do anything about that. And then there is the little bit of gameplay that I played after work each day, so that was another, 3 or 4 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. And then now Sunday night I did play for a good bit of time, but I just didn't feel like recording, so I think that was like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay in itself. So there was a lot of gameplay over the weekend after work. And then Monday, as I said, I slept all day. I didn't really play a lot. Tuesday, personal stuff. Now we're here today, recording. And I'm going to catch you guys up on everything that I have done and everything I have gotten and accomplished since episode 1. So first off, I got a new ship. And no, I didn't buy it. I'll explain to you what happened there. I was exploring a planet, and what are you doing, game? Let me land. Stop it. There we go. So I was exploring this planet, not this planet, but a planet, and I came across this ship just crashed in the ground. Like, his nose was in the ground, the cockpit was just above the ground, the left wing was like broken off somewhere, and I went over, I was like, oh, that's cool, can I interact with it or anything? And I walked over to it, and yeah, you could interact with it. So I did, and I had the option of, I could give up the ship I had and get this ship, but I had to fix this ship, kind of like at the beginning of the game when I came across the first ship, and I had the option of, or not the option, but I was kind of forced, I had to fix the ship. I had to go find all this stuff to fix it, and I did. And that's the option it gave me with this ship. And I was like, you know what, the ship looks cooler. It had a few more slots for inventory. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it. And so, I took all the ship, all the stuff from my old ship and put it into this ship. and then began the process of repairing it. That that was a trip, because the planet I was on was quite barren. It didn't really have a lot of stuff. Now, mind you, I did have a majority of the things I needed to repair the ship already. I believe there's one, maybe two things that I didn't have. So I was looking around, and it took like an hour of searching for me to find the stuff that I didn't already have. It took so long, and I guess that's a good thing that all that didn't get recorded, because I mean, that would all just get edited out anyways, right? Just literally just walking around, and so I finally found all this stuff, and I guess I found a few bugs in the game as well, because I got all the stuff, I got back to the ship, I repaired the ship, or at least it said the ship was repaired, right? Everything was fixed, but like, the ship was still like stuck, like nose into the ground, and the wing was still broken off, even though all the things that needed to be fixed were fixed. And so I was like, well, great. I gave up my other ship. It was still parked over there, but like, I wanted this new ship. It had more slots. It looked cooler. I wanted it, and I spent all that time and effort repairing it. I'm not just gonna walk off. What is that? What is... Oh. What are you? Okay, well, whatever. I spent all that time repairing that ship, and I wanted it. And so I wasn't going to give up that easy. So I got this idea. I was like, some of these bases or whatever, I don't know what you want to call, I don't remember what they're actually called. They have like landing pads and stuff. Or they'll have like a little node thing where you can call your ship to. And I was like, I'm gonna find one of those, and I'm gonna see, since the ship is technically fixed, but I can't take it off because the wing is broken, it's still like nosedived into the ground. I'm gonna see if I can go to one of these pads or something and call it over there. And so after 40 or so minutes of searching, I finally found a landing pad. And so I was like, put everything I had into this. I didn't know where the hell I was. I had explored, I had walked off for, like I said, about 40 minutes of just walking around. I had no idea where the crash ship was. I had no idea where my landed ship was. So, it was kind of like a lost cause. I mean, these are entire planets. Mind it, I'd only walked 40 minutes, but God, I had no idea where the hell I had started walking from. And so finally found one of them. I called the ship. It worked. The ship landed. It came over. It's fixed. Everything. And I was like, awesome. Yes. Yes. So bug one, I guess, was the fact that I couldn't actually use the ship after I repaired it because it didn't actually repair it. And two is that I called the ship over there and the ship worked. It actually went over there. It's fixed. And also, I guess they kind of negate each other because it worked now. Bug three. When I got in the ship after that, it wasn't taking any fuel or anything, like how you see me taking off and it takes like thruster fuel or whatever every time. And anytime you're in space and you warp around, it takes fuel. It wasn't taking anything for me to take off or to fly around like that. Which, I wasn't complaining. Not a problem. Until I closed the game and relaunched it, and then it fixed itself or whatever. And so there was that. I guess there are a few little minor bugs. And so I also got a new gun. Somebody offered it to me. One of the Get guys, the frog-looking dudes, offered me a new gun. I was talking to him, and it was better than the one I had. And so I took it, and that's how I got the new gun and the new ship. And so I guess that's kind of where we are now, aside from me just flying around exploring planets, because I didn't want to leave my system until I explored all the planets that were here, because there were 6 planets. And so I didn't. So I explored all of them and everything. And when I got this ship, I had used my antimatter that I got in the game and put it into my other ship. And so it didn't transfer over when I got this ship. So I had to end up buying antimatter, which at my space station was at 100% over the average sales cost. So I had to spend, I had to pay like double what I was supposed to get it, and no one else would sell it. I can't like really find anything to land and explore. Just all barren. Oh well. But I had to buy the new antimatter, and I put it in here and everything. I still haven't jumped to the next point yet, because I was just finishing exploring these planets, because I'll show you, if you complete a planet, you get all these units. So that's, the currency in the game. And so like I'm really close to finishing all these. And so, if I real quick go and, I haven't uploaded that. If I go and, finish off all these planets, I'll have like a shitload of money. So, like, well, maybe not that one, because I haven't done shit on that planet. But these have 1 or 2 left, and I'll get 200,000-300,000 units. To me, it's kind of worth it. Stick around, get those units, and then leave. They give me a big boost of money, and then I'll jump to the next system. And that's kind of my game plan right now. But so I had mentioned that this might be a little bit of a rant. This is where the rant comes in. The game is good. It's an okay game. It's fun. It's enjoyable. If you like exploration, survival games, that's what this is. This is a ginormous exploration and survival game. I like it. It's a good game. Did it live up to the hype? Is it what they said it was going to be? Is it what it was supposed to be? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. They promised so much with this game. They gave everyone so much hope. This was supposed to be, this game was so hyped up. It was going to be the game that saved gaming, because it was so hyped up. This game had so much to live up to, and it didn't. Give me 1 second. Let's figure out this. All systems have stalled. Warning lights play. It's usually. I don't have carbon or thamium 9. So I need thamium 9. I will be back with thamium 9. Considering I can find some. There's some right there. I don't know how much I needed. That'll work. But the game isn't at all what they said it was going to be. It doesn't have a lot of the stuff they promised, and a lot of people are upset about that. There's a lot of people wanting to sue them for false advertisement. A lot of people are demanding their money back for the game. And I understand that, because the game is not what they said it would be. The game is not at all what... Trying to scam me through there. It's not at all what they had, promised us. And yes, it technically has a lot of the things that they said it would have. It's not what it was supposed to be or what they said it would be. And that's why a lot of people are mad. The game technically is what they said. Technically. But it's missing a lot of key elements and key things that were promised. This is where I'm going to start. The day it launched on PS4, if you kept up with No Man's Sky at all, I'm sure you've heard about this, you know about this. The game is supposed to be multiplayer. It is multiplayer. It's online. You upload your stuff and everything. Other players can see it if they come across somewhere you've been. They'll see that you've named it. They'll see all the things you've named, all the stuff you've discovered, all of that. It's online. And Sean Murray's, he had said, if you do run into someone, which the odds are extremely low, you have 18 quintillion planets and you're spawned somewhere into this, this galaxy or universe or whatever. The odds of you meeting another player, or just being somewhere that another player has been even, are so low. But if it does happen, if you do happen to be on the same planet at the same place at the same time as someone else, you can see each other and interact with each other. And he had also mentioned, I remember this, he had mentioned on, it was like an interview or something where he's talking about the game, if, you know, or he was like, he had been asked if, you know, what do you look like? And his answer was, you won't ever know what you look like. The only way you could ever know what you look like is if you and another player see each other and that player sees you. Then, if they showed you, you would know what you looked like, and that is the only way. And so that kind of, you know, multiplayer, right? You would see the other player, you could interact with each other, and he had stated that you could interact with each other. And then on release day, 2 Twitch streamers were playing, and they happened to be on the same planet at the same time. And so they're like, okay, we gotta meet up, we gotta find each other. So they met up. They went to the same point on the planet and met up. They're at the same place at the same time. They couldn't see each other there. And I believe, if I remember correctly, when I read this, it stated that the cycles, like the day and night cycles, were different. For like one of them, it was like daytime, and the other one was like nighttime or something. And so first off, that's not multiplayer. They couldn't see each other. They couldn't interact with each other. It was different times. Which brings me into a second part of this, which is that they had when they were talking about the game, they had stated that the game would have like entire like night and day like systems and everything working. There'd be suns, the planets would be orbiting it. There would be, you know, all that kind of thing going on like it would be in our universe, you know, realistically. And it wasn't going to be all light boxes and just, you know, faked day and nighttime. It was going to be legitimate night and day systems based around suns and all these planets and everything. Well, that was a blatant lie. I've not seen any suns. I've not seen any kind of planets orbiting anything. They just kind of idly sit, and there's no suns. It's all day and night cycles. Like, look. If I look around here, there are... I can get out of my ship. Oh God, did I just... Oh God. Oh God. Okay, well that's going to be fun to get out of. I can look up, and you can see the other planets. You can see these clouds. I can see, you know, I can see around the sky. It's clearly daytime. Where's the sun? And this is kind of a bad example because there's mountains around. So, oh, the mountains are just blocking the sun, or the clouds are blocking the sun. But anytime you go anywhere, there's no sun. There's no, you know, clearly if you walk outside in the day and you fucking look up, you look into the sun, you know there's the sun there. That bitch is gonna fucking blind you. Where's the sun? It's daytime. Where's the sun? Okay, so right here, there we go. There's, I guess, the sun. If I got out of my ship and I fly in that direction right now, into space, there's not gonna be shit there. There's no sun there. And it's all light boxes, it's all faked. It's all a faked day and night system, which they said is something they weren't going to do. They said they're going to make it a legitimate system. So people are mad about that. And so let's fly out here into space. You know, where there is that's it, right? That's, I mean, there's nowhere else on the horizon. That's kind of the bright point on the horizon. So let's take my ass this way. Let's get up into space and we'll head in that direction, right? So we'll get up out of the planet's orbit. And we'll look that way. Okay, here we go. Here's the sun, right? This the sun. So I'll fly my ass over here. It's all fake. There's not an actual like body that is a sun. There's not an actual sun. It's light box. It's all fake. Like I could go in this direction and I'm never gonna run into the sun, which sucks. I mean, I guess it works from, you know, it technically there is a sun. Technically, yes, there is the sun. Technically, it's there. Technically, they did what they said. But they didn't. I can't fly around this sun. These planets are orbiting this sun. It's not... I can go this direction infinitely. I'm going to run out of fuel and get my ass stuck in space. But, like, I've made no progress towards this, right? And I turn around, you know... I can just keep going. I'm not going to get closer to the sun. I mean, I'll keep flying. Just for example, while I talk, I'll keep going this direction. I'm not going to get anywhere with this. And so, people are upset about that. And which brings me to another point while I'm in space. Sometimes you'll see like frigates and stuff, and you can shoot them, you can fight them, if you destroy them, you get these resources and all that they're carrying, right? Which, yeah, that was promised. You can get into these space battles, you can fight these frigates, you can steal their resources, you can be a pirate, you can be a space pirate. That you have that option. So the game was marketed as you can play it how you want to play it. You can be the kind of exploration survival that you want to do if you just want to play it like that, or you can be some pirate. You can just fly around, you can fight other people, or maybe not people but AI and like all these frigates and all that, and steal their resources and not have to go to all these planets. And you can just be a fighter, you can be a pirate, you can do all these things and play the game to your style, which is kind of a lie. Yes, you can do that, but it's so rare to come across those frigates. And then on top of that, another thing is that they had said there'd be, all these epic space battles and all that. The fighting and the dog fights in this game fucking suck. Like, they suck ass. Like, let's get real. You can't really do anything. Like, yeah, you can fly around. Like, look, right now, if I was in a battle, yeah, I can look around. Pew pew. The controls in this game are so skewed and so hard, like when you're flying, which you can't really tell when you're watching, and they do have a little bit of a combat system oriented, like, so if you're flying around, there's someone in front of you, it puts like a little on your screen, they'll be right here, it gives you a little block, you shoot here, and with, the way they're moving and the speed you're moving, if you shoot here, by the time your beams get over there, they're gonna get hit by it. And so yeah, there's a little bit of a combat system in place. But like, you can't really, there's no evasive anything. Like I move, it's so sluggish and slow, and there's no anything. I can't barrel roll out of the way. I can't do any kind of crazy like flips or like moves to get out of the way, or there's no evasion. There's no anything like that. And I just have these shitty little beams. What is this, And so the combat sucks blatantly. Like, space combat and dogfights, they're terrible. They're horrible. The AI will destroy you in an instant. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't evade it. You can't fight it back. If there's more than one of them, you're just royally fucked in the ass, because you can't evade it. You don't have any cool skills you can do. You can't do any cool shit. You just get your dick handed to you. They fucking cut it off with a pair of rusty scissors, and there you go. You fucked. And that's the end of it. So the space combat, yeah, it was promised, and yeah, it's there. It sucks ass, though. It's terrible. I don't know, the more I get into it, the angrier it makes me. So, more about the frigates. They promise, these awesome space battles and all that stuff. And some of the gameplay and like previews and like trailers of the game, when they went to like E3 and like all these game shows and stuff, when they had showed gameplay, there's these frigates coming in, they're warping in. There's, now you'll see maybe 2 or 3. You don't see them warping. You come out of a planet, they're kind of just idly chilling. You got these like 3 frigates or something. In the trailers and in like the gameplay that they showed off, you have these fleets coming in. You have frigate, and there's all these tinier ships, and they're all warping in. There's an entire fleet, warping. You can watch them warp in and come in and fly around, and it's amazing. And then behind them at one point, there's like all these pirates warped in, and they came in, and it just started this giant space fight. Like, it was this dog fight. Everyone's fighting. There's lasers everywhere. There's explosions. There's ships flying everywhere. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on. It looks amazing, and you're like, I want to be a part of that. I want to do that. It doesn't happen. You run into 3 frigates. You try and fight it. You get your ass handed to you, because there's no good dog fights. There's no good combat system in this game. It's terrible. And so, that in itself was kind of like false advertisement, because there's no fleets, there's no space battles, there's no AI fighting each other, there's none of that. That was all a lie. And so a lot of people are upset about that, and the list goes on and on. And so another thing with the planets, the planets, yes, they are all different. Yes, they're procedurally generated, they're different from each other, and they all, have their own, I guess, everything's different. They're all their own kind of spiel. They each have different life each have different plants, each have a different, you know, makeup. Some of them are grassy, some of them are all rocks, some of them are water, some of them are, you know, whatever. They're all different. They're all procedurally generated, just like promised. The planets aren't like they looked though. Like if you watch any of the gameplay that they put up before the game was released, all the trailers and all that, all the places they were at, they looked good. There were nice areas. The graphics, of course, which nowadays most gameplay shown anywhere before the game releases looks really good, and the graphics are toned down and they look worse in the actual retail game, which, you know, that's kind of expected now because that happens with literally every game. So, you know, it's not too big of a problem, I guess. But it looks like shit. The fucking rock. You get on a rock planet this game, it looks like you're walking around on Play-Doh. It's terrible. The grass planets look really good. They're done really well. I'll give it that. They do look very nice. But rock planets look like someone took a giant dump and handed it to you. It's terrible. And so, they also, I've not seen any of these planets. Like, in some of the gameplay that they had, there's like these cool, like, floating places, and like there were some of them, it was like these giant, like, cylinder things. They were like the planet, like, it had like these cylinder-like formations that like went up and all, or it looked all crazy and shit. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't really know how to explain it, but some of these planets looked insane. They looked amazing, and, you know, they promised so much of this game. Like, all the planets were going to be so crazy different, and some of them were going to look like that. Some of them were going to be desert, some of them were going to be ocean, some of them were going to be grass, some of them were going to be this, some of them were going to be something you've never seen before. They're going to have these floating rocks, they're going to have these crazy formations, they're going to be all that stuff. I've not seen anything like that. I've seen the rock, the grass, the ocean, the normal stuff you would expect, but none of the crazy shit they promised, none of the crazy shit that they showed in the demos or whatever of the game, none of the crazy stuff that they had talked about. And another thing, I rewatched one of the game trailers or whatever, and it was like they're on this planet, and in the distance you see like the ground is like shaking. You see this giant, like, snake looking thing moving. I mean, this ginormous. It just goes through, you know, you see it burrowing through, and you can see its back sticking out of the ground. And the next thing you know, it's like right in front of the player. It just goes right across, like right in front of you, and you're watching. You see all the scales and everything, and it's just going through. Where is that? Where are the giant monsters like that? You see these retarded ass zebra, kangaroo, T-Rex looking motherfuckers all the time. See some fucked up animals in this game. The animals in this game look retarded. Like, it's bad. You see this thing, like, let me just, I'll show you. There's no other way but for me to. The fuck is that thing? The fuck is that thing? The fuck is that? The fuck are you? Look at this shit. What is that? You know, some of them look cool. Some of them are dumb. Like, what is this? Can you tell me what that is? What is this? Look at its legs. What the fuck is that thing? Like, yeah, it looks cool, but, like, the hell is half the shit in this game? Now, what I want to find, there's a certain one I want to find that I want to show you. That is so absurd. What the fuck is that? I know these are in the first episode, but what the fuck? Literally, what is that? What is that? Because in the trailers and in the gameplay for the game, you know, they had the creatures. Yeah, they looked. Some of them looked kind of absurd. Some of them looked different. They looked cool though. They looked unique. They looked neat. And the way they're randomly, you know, generated, as they said. I kind of think that's a lie. It looked too set up. Like the whole area they were in looks too. It was like it's fixed. Sean Murray the whole time while playing is like, oh yeah, this is all, you know, randomly generated. It's all, none of this, you know, we just came to this random planet and none of this is scripted. It looked really scripted, and like the stuff you saw and the wildlife you saw and the ships going overhead and all that stuff. Yeah, you'll occasionally see that in here, but not to the extent that it was, you know, in some of those gameplay trailers and all that. And so it kind of seemed scripted. And a lot of the stuff they promised just isn't in the game as far, the multiplayer, some of the terrain, some of the variation in the game just isn't there, and the dogfighting is horrible. It's there, but it's horrible, and I don't know what to say, because like the game it's okay, it's a good game, it's a good survival game, it's a good exploration game, there's a lot going on, there's a lot to do, but it's so repetitive, and you do the same thing over and over that you start the game and you're your first hour or two playing the game, fixing your ship, exploring your first planet. It's fun, it's unique, it's different. You've never seen this in a game before, but it all gets so mundane and so what was that? It all gets so mundane and so repetitive that it's not even really fun anymore. Like, for example, all these bases or whatever you want to call them, they're all the same. Each planet you go to, they all look the same. They're the same ones used over and over and over again. What's the fun in that? There's no... They're not different. They're not... I don't know. It just sucks, like, honestly. And... it's kind of disappointing, really. They could have done so much better. And there's also a lot that the game lacks in. Like, you would imagine, there's all these bases. Imagine if you want to, you could go on a planet, you can build your own base. You should be able to build your own badass base and all that stuff. And you should be able to have multiple ships. You shouldn't have to just give up your one ship just to keep one ship. You can only have one. You can only have one gun. You can only have one of all that stuff. Why is that? Why can't you have multiple guns to suit different things? Why can't you make one specifically for mining, make one specifically for combat? Why can't you build these bases? Why can't you go to a planet and build your own base? Why are these bases so limited? Look how big this thing looks. Look at this shit. Look, there's no other entryways over there. This is the only entrance into the base. And look, there's this whole other room over here, but I go in here and it's blocked off. You can't go into it. And it's like that in every single one of them. You have to get these fucking passes. Where the fuck do you get them? I've not once found a single one of these pass things. I've not once, I don't know where the hell to get it. It doesn't give you anything. And everyone I've talked to that's played the game, one person that I've talked to has found a V1 pass. I don't know where the fuck you got it. I don't know what. But like, what's the point? You can't explore it. I've put probably now, after this video, probably around 15 hours of gameplay into this game, and I can't even explore a fucking base. I can't even look. It's blocked off. I'm getting like the biggest cock block of my life trying to play this game. I can't even do normal basic shit. And it's so repetitive. You go to a planet, you mine resources and materials. You go to the next planet, you mine resources and materials. You go to the next planet, and the next planet, you do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. When the game was supposed to be so much more. You want combat, you go fight in space. You don't ever have to land on a planet. You could do your whole gameplay blowing the shit out of frigates and fighting and being a pirate and stealing from everyone. And another thing that reminds me of, and I remember Sean Murray was talking about how if you really wanted to, you would never have to land on a planet. You could play it all in space, flying around doing that. You could go fight and steal everything. You could be a pirate and take everything you wanted. And if you really wanted to be a total dick and you wanted to fuck someone's game, or anyone who were to come to that area after you, you could blow up space stations. You could do that. You know what you can't? You can't blow up space stations. You can't do shit to a space station. And it's disappointing. It really is. It's disappointing. And like I said, even if you tried to just be a pirate, even if you really wanted to be, you really couldn't. The dogfights and the combat are so bad. I've tried, and you just get your ass handed to you. If there's more than one ship, like I said, you're done and over with. You can't evade it. You can't get out of it. You're fucked royally. And it sucks. It really does. And I just don't know what to say about it all. It's kind of, yeah, it's a good game, and they technically did all that they said, but there's also a lot that they didn't do that they said they would do, and it's sad. It's just, I don't know, the game, yes, and if you were to take this game with no expectations, no, hype up to it, and there's, for example, there's some ships, you'll occasionally see that. The Sean Murray gameplay, they were everywhere, it was awesome. But anyways, if you were to take this game and, never had any kind of hype or expectations up to it, they just kind of dropped the game, it would be a good game. I think people would have actually enjoyed it a lot more than they do. But the fact that it was so hyped, and they said they were going to do so much more than they did, and that they were going to give us all of this, and they didn't. It sucks. Oh boy, here we go. They just, I don't know, I know I've said it 1,000 times in this video, they just promised so much that they didn't give. And it sucks that they did that. There's something else I was going to say right before I started that, and I forgot now, because I was trying to figure out what the hell I was doing with that. I don't know. The game could have been better. And had the game not had all the hype and not had all the things promised that didn't get delivered, okay, what I was going to say, it would have been a well-taken game, had it just been dropped. But this is where I was going to go with that, is that it's an indie game. It was made by an indie development team. 15 people made this game. 15 people. It's an indie game. And that's what a lot of people forget too, is that this game was made by a small team, and it was marketed as a AAA title and sold for $60 as any other AAA title would have been, by an indie development team of 15 people. And I guess they kind of, sunk themselves. They bit more than they could chew with all the promises they made and with how few of them there were. And so I guess it's kind of understandable if you think about that. The amount of hype that this game had, and the amount that was just the sheer amount of things that you were supposed to be able to do, and that this game was supposed to be for 15 people. That's a lot. So I understand that, they didn't get everything. But, they also should have understood there are only 15 of us. How are we going to live up to all this? How are we going to keep all these promises? So don't make promises you can't keep. And how are you going to market this game for $60 like a AAA title when you're an indie development team? Indie games, a good indie game probably sell for 20 or 30 bucks. Maybe 40, but 60? It's absurd. It literally was marketed and sold as a AAA title by a development indie team of 15 people. And so that's kind of absurd and crazy just in itself. And for 15 people, it's amazing. It's great. It's wonderful. But a lot of people, they don't think about that. They don't realize that. They just think about all the promises, all of what was told, what they said they were going to get and didn't get. And so it's understandable. But that in itself is kind of irritating. I was skeptical. I was like, I really didn't want to pay $60 for this game, but I did. And so I understand all the people that are demanding their money back, that are wanting to sue for false advertisement, that are, they think it was absurd that this game was $60, and I understand that. People that just straight up won't buy the game because it was $60 and is $60, I understand that 100%. And I agree, you know, it is absurd that this game was $60. That's a lot to ask. Like, yes, it's 18 quintillion planets, but it's all generated. It's all, you know, you didn't sit there and hand make these planets, which, you know, and I'm sure the game was by no means easy to make. And they spent a lot of time, but for it to have the problems that it has, to have all the broken promises, all of everything, it's just, I don't know. The game is good, but it's not at all what it could have and should have been. And I know this wasn't really much gameplay. It wasn't really me playing the game a lot. It was me talking, me ranting, and getting stuff out about the game. But there's not really much for me to do in the game. I mean, I got a new ship, I got a new gun, I explored all these planets, I can warp to my next, you know, point. But it's also repetitive. And I had said I wanted to make the first episode mostly unedited. That was heavily edited because some of the stuff was just so boring and bland. When I was watching it, you know, when I put it into my editing software and I was sitting there, I was watching it, and then, oh, maybe a thing here and there. But I was watching, I was like, you know, a lot of this is just boring. It's just me walking. It's just me mining. It's just me doing this one task that's so mundane and ugh, that it's boring to watch. And so I edited a lot of it out that was just boring. And that's what the majority of the game is you just walking around mining and getting resources. That is the game, and yes, it's neat to play. It's pretty to look at sometimes if you're not on a rock planet that looks like a giant dump on a plate. And it's a good game, yeah. It's a good survival game if you're kind of into that. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that absolutely love the game just how it is and think it's wonderful. And yes, like I've said, it's a good game, but it's not what it's supposed to be. And it's fun, and I do enjoy survival games, but it's not my cup of tea as it is. And they've said that there's plenty they're going to do. They're not going to release DLCs. They're just going to release free updates, free everything. So maybe the game will get a lot better. Maybe the game will become more than it is. It'll eventually turn into the game it should have been. Well, that's not what you're supposed to do. It'll turn into the game that it was supposed to be. But as of right now, it's not. And yes, it's a fun game, but it's so repetitive, and the gameplay is the same thing over and over. I don't really know if I want to make a series out of this right now, just because I would literally be doing the same thing over and over. Every video would just be me going to a planet, mining, and maybe seeing a base here and there, or learning a word here and there for a new language, but that's it. And again, some people might love that. Some people might think it's absolutely amazing, but the game right now, if you've played it as much as I have, if you've seen it as much as I have, because I've put a lot of time into it already, it's just not, it's fun, but it's just not entertaining, I guess. Like, I can sit here and play it, but I'm not sitting there, oh, this is fun, oh, I'm having a good time. I'm just playing it. And does that make sense? I hope you understand what I'm getting at. And so my point is, yes, I want to play the game. Yes, I want to do gameplay. Yes, I want to do that. But right now the game it's kind of feels empty. It kind of feels lifeless. It's boring. And one more thing I want to get at while I'm thinking about it, all these ships here, what made me think about it. Sean Murray had also talked about how you could have, like, all your ships would be different. You're going to, depending on your play style, depending on the kind of person you are and how you want to play the game, you could have, one person might have their ship built up to travel extremely long distances. One person might have their ship built up to fight, for combat, to be a pirate. One person, might have a polar opposite of this other person's ship, and they're going to look different, and they're going to act different, they're going to control different, they're going to be different. They're not. Everyone starts out with the same base ship. You can't build your own ship. You can't create your own ship. You can't color your ship. Even if you own it. I own this ship. Maybe I hate these colors. Maybe I hate the way the ship looks, the color of it. I can't change it. I can't modify the ship in any way. I can't give it more thrusters. I can't give it more guns. I guess I can give it more guns, But in a sense, you have to go into your ship. You have to have a slot. You have to have, it found, the gun you want, and give it to it. But it's not, what I mean is, like, I can't give it guns on this. I can't give it a different look. I can't make it unique. The only way you can get a new ship is if I were to walk over here to this guy and, oh, your ship looks cool, bro. I want that ship. How do I get a ship like yours? I can't build my own ship. I can't go get it. I would have to talk to this guy and, wait 10,000 years to get into the menu and buy his ship. And after that, that's that. That's the only other way. That is the only way, or not the only, but the only other way to get a ship, aside from getting lucky as all balls like I did and finding a crashed ship and repairing it. Which, I mean, it's not even a super great ship. Like, it looks cooler and it had a few more slots, but it's nothing exceptional. And so, I don't know. Like, look, this ship looks pretty cool, right? It's different. So this is an example. Like, a lot of the ships we've seen, they kind of look the same. Like that one, and that one. They're the same. Now, this ship looks different. It looks unique. It looks, different than those ships. But there's also tons of ships that look just like this. And it's just, why can't you make your own ship? Why can't you build your own ship ground up? Why can't I have multiple ships? Why can't I, have this ship and be gathering resources and be building a new ship ground up? Why can't I, do that? Why can't I, like I said earlier, why can't you build bases? Why can't you have multiple guns? Why can't you create your own guns? Why can't I just go onto a planet that I really like? Maybe I'm in a system that I don't want to leave. Maybe I just really like the location I'm in. Why can't I just build a base on this planet and expand it and maybe turn this planet into my own planet and just live off that if that's how I wanted to play the game? But you can't do any of that. Why? That's kind of basic things that you would assume would be in this game. Like, a game like this, why wouldn't it have that? What reason would there be for the game not to have all these things and all these options? The game, yeah, there's a lot in it, except there's kind of not. Like, does that make sense? Like, there's a lot to do, there's a lot to explore, but no matter where you go, you're literally doing the same thing, and there's no real other way to play the games. It's kind of broken. You could try and play it as a pirate, but again, it's broken. You're not going to be able to pull that off. And really, the only way to play the game as of now is to just go mine each planet, and you can't really do more than that. You can't build your base. You can't get 2 ships. You can't build your own. You can't do all these things. You're so limited, and I don't know. So I think I'm just gonna wait to do more gameplay of this game. If they ever do get it to a point where it's better, it has more of these things, which again, Sean Murray has been saying they're going to do a lot. They're going to add a lot. They're going to not make anyone pay any DLC or anything. They're just going to add in free updates, patches, and free everything into the game. And there's a lot that they want to add. So maybe one day, later down the road, a few months from now, I don't know how long it's going to take. So don't quote me on that, but if the game has all this, a lot more added to it, or they add some big update, yeah, I'll come back to it. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll see what's going on, or maybe occasionally I'll just play it because I feel like it. But as of right now, I don't really want to make this into a series because it's not worthy. Because what am I gonna do? It's just the same thing over and over. And yeah, it was fun at first. When I first jumped in, I was like, this is actually really good. I like this a lot, but after that much gameplay, it kind of sucks. So that's that. So I guess later I might make it into a series, or I'll just occasionally play it, because as of right now, it as much as I hate to say it, it just doesn't deserve it. It's not an amazing game. It's not a super entertaining game. It's not the most fun game. I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna end this here because I don't really know what else to say or to do, because it's mundane, it's bleh, it's boring. All I would be doing for this episode would just be going to each planet and just literally just walking around looking for the last life form or whatever that I haven't discovered, and that's so boring because it's just land and walk around on this planet that looks like a pile of shit, and that's the end of it. And So I don't know. Maybe one day this game will be worth something. Maybe one day, maybe when I leave the system that I'm stuck in right now, I'll get some extremely crazy different looking planets and I'll record that, and I'll record, going and finding something like that. And I'll do it that way. Maybe that's how I'll do this game. But I don't really want to make a series or do like a schedule for it or anything like that. First of all, I don't want to make a schedule because, as anyone who does watch knows, my schedules always go to shit because something happens. As far as, I moved or something comes up, like yesterday I would have recorded. Again, the personal stuff happened Monday. I just slept all day because fuck that, I'm tired. And I said there's going to be a video the next day after the first episode. Then I realized, oh shit, I work. So there wasn't. Things come up, things happen. So I don't want to try and promise a schedule. I would love to be able to upload each day. I'd love to be able to upload each day that I don't work, but there's a lot that goes behind this too. You got to think, I got to record, I got to edit, I have to render, I have to upload, I have to make a thumbnail, I have to do the description, I have to do all these things, which the descriptions I don't really put much into. It's just all these little things that I have to do that come up to be a lot. And the rendering takes a while, the uploading takes a while, the editing takes a little bit. And it's all a process. So you got to think it's not just the time it takes me to record this and I'm done. No, there's so much more than that. And it's a long process. So I don't want to promise a schedule. And yes, I would love to upload every day. That'd be wonderful. But it's difficult to do that. And so I'm gonna try and at least have I'm gonna shoot for. I'm gonna say I'm gonna try and have at least 2 videos a week. Hopefully more. But that's what I'm gonna strive for as of right now. Because there's not really a whole lot of interesting games right now. October is going to be a great month for gaming. You got all these games. You have Battlefield, Xenoverse. You have the Scorpio coming out. You have the Dark Souls 3 DLC is coming out, and I'm a big Dark Souls fan, so I'll probably play the Dark Souls 3 DLC on the channel. Outlast 2 comes out sometime in the fall. All these games that are going to be coming out, all these DLC, all these great things. October is going to be a great month for gaming. But as of right now, I don't really have a lot to do. No Man's Sky was a big drop, but it's shit. So I plan to finish Amnesia. I think I'm going to try and make another Amnesia video this week before this weekend. Depending on the fact that I actually figure out what the hell I'm doing, because where I was at, I have no fucking clue. And like I've said before, I don't want to just Google it and know everything that's going on or what's going to happen. So I'm going to try and finish Amnesia. No promises, because don't want to make a promise I can't keep, because that game kind of does piss me off with the puzzles. It's a fun game, and I love the horror aspect. I love horror games. That's why I liked Outlast. It was me shitting my pants the whole time, not me 90% puzzles and 10% shitting. It was me 90% shitting, 10% being too scared to move, and so I guess, yeah, shitting. So I'm really looking forward to October. That'll be a great month for the channel, for gaming in general. It'll be fun. But as of right now, don't have a whole lot to do, don't know what to do, so I'll just be I'll try and finish Amnesia. Maybe get another game here and there. Maybe more Just Cause, more Subnautica. I know Subnautica either yesterday or last night or something, so I got on this morning and there is a big update that got released. So maybe I'll make a video on that. They added a new suit, underwater. They have this big mech suit. So maybe I'll try that out. Just all these things I can check out and get into until October comes, because October will be great. End of October, I think, is when the majority of everything comes out. But until then, I guess it'll just be kind of odd and end gameplay. I'll try and finish the series that I have ongoing right now, just so that they're done. I don't have to worry about them. So that's kind of my game plan. I'm sorry I've been rambling a lot, ranting, talking, just blah 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 blah. Not a whole lot of gameplay in this episode. It's just me talking. But anyways, I'm ending this here so I don't keep going. I guess thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, which hopefully will be amnesia. So I'm going to try and work on that. Again, no promises. So I'm going to try and record. So I will see you in the next video.